Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Phantom Playwright of Shanklin Theatre. Holly had always dreamed of making it big as a playwright. But as she stood in the dimly lit lobby of Shanklin Theatre on the Isle of Wight, she couldn't help but feel a creeping sense of doubt. The theatre, once bustling with life and art, now stood decrepit and forgotten, a mere shell of its former glory. With trembling hands, Holly clutched the unmarked script she had found in her mailbox that morning. The paper felt ancient, the ink fading with time. As she flipped through its pages, she realized it told the tragic tale of a forgotten theatre troupe that had met a grisly end decades ago. Ignoring the chill that ran down her spine, Holly decided to stage the play. She gathered a group of struggling actors, all desperate for a chance to prove themselves. Little did they know they were about to step into a nightmare from which there would be no escape. As rehearsals began, strange occurrences plagued the theatre. Lights flickered inexplicably, and eerie whispers echoed through the empty corridors. Holly brushed off the incidents, chalking them up to the old building's deteriorating infrastructure. But as opening night approached, the atmosphere grew increasingly oppressive. The actors became tense, their nerves fraying at the edges. And then, on the eve of the performance, a mysterious figure appeared in the shadows of the stage, a phantom dressed in 19th century attire, his face obscured by a porcelain mask. Terrified but determined, Holly forged ahead with the show. As the curtains rose on opening night, the audience was drawn into the gripping tale of the doomed theatre troupe. But as the actors delivered their lines, they felt a strange sense of déjà vu, as though they were reliving the fateful events depicted in the script. The line between reality and fiction blurred, and soon the boundaries of time seemed to dissolve altogether. The actors found themselves trapped in a nightmarish loop, unable to break free from the tragic destiny that had befallen the troupe before them. Desperate to rewrite their fates, Holly delved deeper into the mystery surrounding the Phantom Playwright. She uncovered dark secrets hidden within the theatre's history, secrets that had been buried for generations. But the more Holly unearthed, the more perilous their situation became. The phantom grew more malevolent with each passing night, his spectral presence haunting their every move. In a final, desperate gambit, Holly made a daring attempt to confront the Phantom Playwright on the stage where it all began. As the two faced off in a battle of wills, the very fabric of reality seemed to tremble. In the end, Holly discovered the true source of the Phantom's power, an unspeakable tragedy that had torn the theatre troupe apart all those years ago. With a heavy heart, she rewrote the ending of the play, offering redemption to the tormented spirits that had been trapped within its pages. As the final curtain fell, the Phantom Playwright vanished into the ether, his vengeful spirit finally laid to rest. And though Shanklin Theatre would never regain its former glory, Holly knew that she had played a part in preserving its legacy for better or for worse. With the Phantom Playwright's malevolent presence banished, Shanklin Theatre seemed to exhale a collective sigh of relief. The oppressive atmosphere that had hung over the once grand building lifted, and a sense of peace settled over the worn wooden boards of the stage. But for Holly and the actors, the ordeal was far from over. Though they had escaped the clutches of the phantom, the memories of their harrowing experience lingered like a shadow, casting a pall over their lives. As they gathered in the theatre's lobby after the final performance, Holly could see the exhaustion etched into their faces. Each actor bore the weight of the past week's events, their eyes haunted by the things they had seen and felt. "We did it," Holly said softly, her voice barely more than a whisper. "We broke the curse," but even as she spoke the words, doubts gnawed at her. Would they ever truly be free from the spectre of the Phantom Playwright? Or would his legacy continue to haunt them, lurking in the shadows of their minds? In the days that followed, Shanklin Theatre underwent a transformation. With Holly's guidance, the building was restored to its former glory, its crumbling facade replaced with a gleaming exterior that shone like a beacon against the backdrop of the Isle of Wight. But try as she might, Holly could not shake the feeling of unease that lingered in the air. It was as though the theatre itself had absorbed the residual energy of the Phantom Playwright, carrying his memory like a scar etched into its very foundation. As the weeks turned into months, life returned to normal, or as normal as it could be for those who had experienced the horrors of the past. The actors continued to perform, their passion undiminished by the trials they had endured. but Holly knew that some wounds could never fully heal. And though she had written the ending of the play, she could not erase the memories of those who had suffered at the hands of the phantom playwright. In the quiet moments between performances, Holly would often find herself wandering the empty corridors of Shanklin Theatre, her footsteps echoing against the cold stone walls. And in those moments, she would feel a presence watching over her, a lingering ghost from a time long since past. But despite the lingering sense of unease, Holly refused to let fear dictate her actions. With each passing day, she grew stronger, her resolve hardened by the trials she had faced. And as she stood on the stage of Shanklin Theatre, bathed in the warm glow of the spotlight, Holly knew that she had found her purpose. For in the face of darkness, she had discovered the true power of storytelling to illuminate the shadows and banish the ghosts that lingered within. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like, and even better, like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope you have had or have a great day.